Hello, welcome back. Last time I entered the friend zone, where the puzzles are prefixed with B and everyone depicts someone who is nice to me. This was not a Hydra head, this was the Crystal Eating Dragon in Mid-Chew. Though I think the sprite was altered, I don't think his nostrils are visible like that. I compared to the in-game appearance. Maybe that had to be done to disambiguate. Anyway, yeah, so I'm down here in the B-side. This is all done. So, number 6. Small one. Symmetry? Yes, it seems so. Alright. This looks like it's going to happen very quickly. So 3, yep, sure. 2, yep, sure. Yeah, this one's gonna be practically instant. Alright, 2 and 7. Oh, that was it. Okay, it's a potion. Alright, made out of a mushroom. Alright, 7. Also pretty small, not symmetrical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 and 1. Ah, but I don't know that. Hold on. I know this much, because the 1 could be over here. 8. 2, not 2, there's that 6, you go in those, actually more than that, yes, okay. So 1s, end with 3, and actually that takes up the whole thing. Cool. Alright, and for you, I just have to X those out, whoops. That 6 is formed, that makes this 3, makes this 3, and I think we're done. Okay. What are you? A toaster. Okay. So, we've gone a little beyond the realm of friends, I guess. So I think another thing about this section is it didn't unlock until after I beat the game. What am I doing? I was watching another Let's Play of this game, and they dipped into the puzzle section briefly and did not see the B-side. And I think I did the same. I don't remember particularly distinctly. But I do believe that this was not unlocked at the very start. Alright, this is starting kinda sparse, but I haven't done the full column evaluation yet. On 322 should be a lot, maybe a full... yeah, that's full. 221, I don't know about 222, or that's just 22. Okay, so 32, 221, so I know this, and that because of the 3 in the column. 4 tells me this, and those. 4 tells me a lot, actually. 1, 3... okay, so this must be the one because the 3 can't otherwise fit here. 6, 1. 6 has to involve that. This must be part of a 3. This 2... right, but I already evaluated that fully. Okay, the 3 here can't reach that far over, meaning that 6 is constrained further. This is part of the 3, the 2 is over here somewhere, sure. This 2 can't reach there, nor can that one. 3 can't... well, that's not the 3, that's in the adjacent column. This is a 2. Right, and this 4 gets that. So I know what the 3 is. Meaning 7 has been clamped a bit. That's a 1. Beyond that, not a whole lot that I know. Alright, 3 can't fit here, so that resolves this row. This is a 2 and the last one must be there. That clamps my 4. 2, 2, 2. That 2. This 4 involves those and not these. This is a 1. And a 3 is in here. This is a 1, this is a 1, this is a 3. A 1 is in here. That's already a 2. That already has a 1, so that's done. Great. That's 4 in this column. Does that tell me anything else? It tells me this, because that row can't have anything there. 2, 2, 1. This is the 1, therefore this is one of the 2s. That's that 2. Still could be 3, 2 either way. Okay, the 6 resolves. Cool. This 3 is already built. That makes this 2 resolve, and that 3, and that 2, and that 2. This 3 gets another cell. That 2 is done. Alright, I know where this 1 goes. The other side of that 4. Here we go. That's the 3. That's nothing. That's a 2. That's nothing. That's that. This. So the last one goes here. Is that... what is that? I don't know. Oh, it's a mushroom leaning to the right. Okay, took me a second. That was hard to parse. Alright, 9. No symmetry, 12 by 12. Like that, I think. Yep. Right, 12, of course. That... can I get anything in a 6? Yes, I can get those two. Not this 6, though. 1, 9 should do something. That's currently 8, so yeah, that does a lot. 8, 2 should do something. That does a lot too. The rest of these, nothing. Alright, 7, you have these two, right? Yeah. 2, 5. This has to be part of the 5, it can't get that far down. 3, 4, 1, 1, 4, 4. This is the second 4, so it can't get that far down. This is the first 4, so it must go this far down. 4, 5, same token, kinda. Alright, 4, 5, same thing. 3, 2, there's a 1 in here somewhere. This is A2, and it has to be the second one. This is part of the 5, but that tells me nothing additional. This is part of the 5, but that tells me nothing additional. 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2. Okay. Has that resolved anything at all? No. Nothing, alright? Okay, where should I be looking? This 9 is done. Therefore, I know this is how the 5 goes. Therefore, this 3 doesn't involve those, which I could have known another way too. Okay. That's helping. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, that's that 5. This 3 can't reach down there. If this is a 2, that's an X. If that's a 4, those are X's. Establishing what that 5 is and part of the 2. Okay, so that establishes a large part of the 6. The 7's asymmetric. I need to do that. So I know what the 8 is. That 1 is established, so my 6 doesn't have those. This starts with the 2, this starts with the 2, this starts with the 2. That starts with the 1, so it could be. Ends with a 5, so it has to be that. That's that 2. Cool. 2, and then a 4 in the middle. resolving this 5, part of this 4, resolving that 6, resolving that 7, those 2s, this 3, and that 2. This 3 can't go there, it must go here. This is already there, that's already there. That means this is a 1, and that's the 4. Do this, do those and that. 2 can only go there anymore. This has to be the 2, therefore the 1 is in one of these 2. That resolves this, meaning you go here, you go here. That's that 6. Here's that 2, here's the other part of the 2. 3 is done, that's a 1, that's a 1. The last one is here. Is that cheese? I think that's cheese. Alright, so this is the foods row. 10. Wait, 10? Yeah, that's right, the first 2 were pretty much instant, so I am moving. 13 by 14. No symmetry. 13 means that. And this. Yes. And this. 252, what does that look like? Yes, okay. 191, that doesn't fit exactly, does it? It has to. Yeah. 1151, that does not, but I think I can get part of the 5. Yes, it does. Okay. 11221 will not. 2221 will not. 1221. Okay, so that's my initial configuration. Oops. 10 got an X there, so it goes here, here, here. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is part of the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's X. So that's X. This can't join to make a 4, so that's a 1, and that's the rest of the 4, and that's an X. That 5 in that row can't go there. So this is on. Which means this is that 6. Alright, I'm going a funny route. This was already full height, and I did not notice. This is not, but I know that because the 2 was already placed. Oops. Oops. There we go. Alright, this is kind of person-shaped. Hang on, do I have symmetry here? No, but some. Certainly not full. What's happening with this 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why was that placed as it was? Well, anyway, I guess I know these things. And that 5's already done. Okay. 10, 5, 3. Starts at 3, then has a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure. And right, 5, so therefore I know all these things. 3s, so I know all these things. For a moment this looks like it was going to be a person, but now it's clearly something else. I know this is here. Is that the one and only asymmetry? 2 1s, so we know that. This is a 1, so I know this. There's a 6, so I know that. 2, so I know this. 7 gains another constraint. 4 is done. 5 is capped off. 2 gets these. I do know this. Okay. You are 4 tall now, the thing that goes in the 5 column. What am I drawing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why does this look weird? It's fine, whatever. Alright, so where can I resolve something? This 10 resolves. So I know what that 3 is. This 10 partially resolves. So I know what this 3 is. Resolving that 9. No. 9 is full width. Oh, right. That's why that 9 looked weird. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. I'm confusing myself, but I think it's all working out eventually. Okay, so you're an X, which means this goes here. And I would have known because of the 6 anyway. What am I drawing? Is this the last one? Yes. What have I done? I think it's the helmet of one of those guards. Maybe? Must be. 22. Alright, so big one. Not enough symmetry to do anything about it. Guess I'm going row-wise first. That'll work. Nothing there. What about here? Nope. Nothing in any of these. 13, though. If this is 15, then I do that much. Okay. 9 tells me this much. Okay. 2s. A 3. A 3. At the top. 3. 2. 1. 3. 1. 1. 4. So that's this 3, but I already knew that. Okay, here's that 3. This is a 1. That's a 2. So there are 2 more 1s and I don't know where they go. This is a 2. This has to be a 1. Don't know the rest. Don't know the rest of this yet. I know the 3 is not to the left of here. I know this, right? No, I know this much. Because the 3 could come over there and the 2 could be there. Yes, okay. I know that. Alright, helping the column a little bit. I know the 4 is to the left of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, space, 1, 2. So, those 2 are filled. Alright. Oh, and this column's done, by the way. What else can I get out of that deal? 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the 4 is to the right of here. And the 2 is to the left. 2 is somewhere in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, space, 1. Cool. It's kind of similar to this row. In some ways. Alright, so that's helped this column. And actually quite a bit. Can I do anything with you? Not cool. Actually, yes I can. I can do this. That's the one I can get. Oops. Does that tell me anything about this? Yes, it does. Cool. 4 here means that. 4 here means that. 2 here means that part's done. Capping off this 9. 9, 8, 9. Okay. One, 2, 3, space, 1, 2. 5. space 1, 2, 3, 4. I know this. What's going on? Oops, right, that's not an X. That's what it was. It's like, why is that not highlighting? Alright, yeah, all the rest have too much wiggle. This 2 can't go here. Does it have to go here? 1, 2, space 1, space... Yes, it does. Yeah, so doing a lot of, I don't know even what to call it, but something. Doing a lot of something. I do not know that that's an X. Don't put that in there. I almost did. But I do know this is an X, that's what I know. Alright, so that 3 is formed, that 2 is formed, this 2 is formed, so is that one. Capping off this 4, great. That's part of this 3, that's all of this 4. Which must be those things. I already knew that. 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 5, I already knew that. Okay, where should I be looking? Here I can do some things. Oops. Alright, that's resolving stuff. Yes, that helps a lot. So I know this based on that. Cool. Did that help me here? Okay, so that's a 1, that's a 1, there's 1 left. It's highlighted that a funny way. But I can't trust that this is the first one. This could be the second one. But it knows this has to be the last one. Yeah, okay, I see how it's evaluating it. It's not giving me information I couldn't otherwise have. There we go. Even though it did, in fact, end up being correct. That was merely coincidence. This column was always an exact fit, by the way. I did not notice. Alright. That's all resolved. There's another one somewhere in here and I don't know where. So I guess it's just like basically the earliest number that could fit the pattern is the one that it highlights. So like these are compatible with being the first 2 ones. So the 1 could be here, but it also could be here, and the highlight, like I understand the highlight algorithm, it's not telling me that the 1 is in here. It could still be here, in this row. Alright. 2, 2, I know this. Okay. Therefore, I know that and that and that. Only some of those were therefores. Doing things. 2, 1. The 2 is here. The 1 is somewhere in there. This row also could have told me that. This is a 2. That's nothing. That's a 3. That's that 2. That's that 2. That's this 2. That's this 2 in the row. This is not. Therefore, it's in here, which means it involves that. But I don't know which type of thing in the column this is. What are you telling me? That this is active? Yes, okay. This has to be a 2. This can't be that, so we know this. Column done, which I could have done another way. That's that way. This must be here. Resolving the 4, resolving the 13. 3. There's still a 1 somewhere in here. This can't be, this must be. That's where the 1 was. This 2 is here. Or that the middle part of the 2 in the column is there. Okay. Alright, this one's just not quite giving it up yet. Getting there, though. That 2's already formed fully. Don't yet know what I'm drawing, but that's the last cell. Still no idea. Still no idea. Alright, well, if you recognize that, good for you. I don't. That's just a pile of shapes. Okay, pile of shapes. B11! That tells me that much. Tells me this much. Tells me that much. This tells me slightly more, right? But I don't immediately know how to resolve that. Okay, it resolves like this. That makes sense. So that's initial rows. That column's done. I think I can get something in this column. That's as much as I know for sure. I know this is a 2. Don't know which. Here I think I can do something. That. No, other way around. I flipped it vertically, so this is what I know. Okay, I don't know how that happened, but it sure did happen. Space 1, 2, 3, 4, so I know those. 2 and 4 tells me the bottom of the 4. Right, okay. 3 and 2 tells me nothing, 4 and 1 tells me nothing. Alright, so this is part of a 7. Sure, which tells me where the... No, it does not tell me where the 3 is. It could be here. This 4 is not there, though. So that's good to know. Okay, this one might be tricky. This is capped, and I know it's a 2, and I know there's another 2, so that completes most of the row. Okay. That has helped this row a lot. Whoops. I don't know anything more about this one yet. All I know is that's the bottom of the 4, which I already knew. Bottom of the 4, which I already knew. Okay. This is a 2, and that's the entire row. Nice. That helps a little bit. It caps all of these off. So that finishes you. Doesn't quite do anything for the rest of those, though. They still could go either way. I do know that's one of the 2s. Well, this is where the 2 starts in this row, because that's the only place it could, therefore the 3 involves that. Still don't know which way around this column is. What's with the 7? That needs an X there. If there's a 1 and a 2 here, that's active, which means that's the 4, and the 1 is down here somewhere. The 3 doesn't reach that far, which means this is the 4, and it's like that, which means that resolves this row. Hey, that was a good cell to put in. And that tells me this and all those. Lets me place this, and that, and that. These. Oh. Okay, yes, so I know the 3 has to be here, because this needs to be the 7. Okay. Thought I had a problem, but I resolved it. 2, 1, 4. There we go. 3 done. 4 doesn't reach there. It does reach here. That's that 2. That's that 3. That's that 2. Here's that 7. Here's that 7. There's that 4 in the column, 4 in the row, 2 in the column, 5 in the row, 3 in the column, 2 in the row, 3 in the column. 3 and 2 both tell me that. This 4 is done, that 1 goes there. So the last one is here. Again, what is that? It's a chain link. Okay, it's a chain link. This one's kind of big. Stepping in here is probably a mistake. Oops, I've done it. It is not too late, but I declare it to be. 110, 1. I'm gonna try putting you in and I will be 1 short, so instead... Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, that fits exactly. Yes. 1 plus 10 plus 1 plus the gaps, so that's 2, which adds up to 14. Okay, I was not managing to eyeball that correctly for some reason. What does 1, 2, 4, 2, 1 look like? Exact fit? Got it. Wait, is this symmetry rules? I now notice that it totally is not quite to the middle. Middle has asymmetry. So currently I will not apply the rule set. However, I think most of what it would have done for me has already been done as it is. Because I know all of those things. Yeah, so this row is different. These 2 rows and these 2 columns. So the asymmetry is like right in here, I think is what that's telling me. And everything else is under the symmetry rule set. However, I don't know if breaking symmetry right in this zone lets me apply it to everything else. So instead of stopping to think about that, let's just continue this way because I can, and it's easy. Four, 5, 5, 4, 2. The 6 involves those. In the columns they are... Oh wait, those are 1s. This is a 4. Interesting. This is a 1. That's a 4. Wait, so the asymmetry, this is actually symmetrical, except... Okay, yeah, so see how this resolved? This was not how I would have thought it would, from what I saw. Like, this here, and this here. But that's not implied by the numbers out here. Okay, that's neat. Alright, so now what I can do is cap that 7, cap that 8, extend and cap that 9. Do the same over here. This row is done. This column's done. The puzzle shrinks by a bit, meaning those are true and these are true. 5, 1, huh? I think this has to be true, and this doesn't necessarily, right? 1 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does. Therefore, this goes over like that. Making some swirly patterns. 3 and 2 fits only one way. 2 and 3 fits only one way. That fixes the 6 and this one too. 1 has to be here. And this one has to be here. This is the 1, so that's where that 2 is. Resolving the 4, resolving the 5, resolving the 2 and the 1. This one, that 5, that 2, that 4, and that's it. What is that? I don't know, there's a lot of... Oh, it's the top of one of those bombs that the bonus boss threw. Okay. Yeah, so just like there's an extra little bit of gameplay here, and like once you've drawn the picture, figure out what the heck it is and where you saw it in the game. This feels like the hardest one of those. I have no idea what I'm looking at there. Alright, so I bit off a pretty good chunk of that. Still got a little bit to go, but not a whole lot. Alright, see you next time to bite off another chunk down here.